Hello, Hana. Soul Dr. Nick here, and today is February 3rd, 2025. Daily Musings, not for public consumption. Watch at your own risk. Lots of changing things and so much cool stuff. I've been listening to Daily Tony Robbins, day 2 now of his 3-day summit. He's actually going to have a 4th day today. No surprise. He's always over delivering and providing so much value. I can only imagine, and I can't wait. I look forward to when I'm providing that much value simultaneously, spontaneously, over 1 million people at once. Wow, over 1 million people at once, actually choosing to spend their time and energy, and what impact that makes and how that feels. And having that kind of impact, I can hear him. He's not shrouded. He's coaching himself to not have really public antagonistic views. And he's being more and more clear on his views of health and wellness and what it means to be working with the system and with government and everything else like that. And recognizing that that's where we are right now. So today, my insight waking up this morning was about identity. I realized that my identity, and this is from Tony's, like it's the limiting thing as well, right? If you say I am weak, I am a failure, all these things, and look at that not as affirmations but incantations, like your whole body being in it, and just feeling all the energy. I've got a little bit of energy because I know I'm getting ready for a call this morning, so I've got about 10 minutes to do this. And for myself, I realized as much as I can see how I'm feeling more of a leader, younger, more of a facilitator and space holder, that there is a part of me that is still like a teenager in terms of romance in a way, in terms of really looking at finances. And if I can actually just notice that identity, I can realize, oh, how do I get supported on shifting this identity? Because that identity is what pulls me back down, even though I feel like sometimes I get up. And that's the identity that feels really scared. And before I had this insight, I realized I was trying to bypass it. And in the bypassing, the people around me who are super smart, super sensitive, notice this. But it's confusing because in some parts, I'm super map of consciousness, quote unquote, advanced, elevated. And then there's these areas where I'm like, oh my God, I'm like a little kid. And then as I notice this, I can notice this in other teachers I've looked up to, and not looking at it as good or bad. It's actually owning, where am I at right now? And then where do I actually want support? And then the reality of my life, just like the values, reflects that. So I'm going to start looking at this and getting supported and talking to the ones that are closest to me to reveal myself so that I can get better supported. And in that support, actually accelerate where I want to be in life, because I realize it will create a new balance point. The reason why I keep coming back to the same places is where the balance point is, where the thermostat is set. And now that I'm actually recognizing, oh, this is where the thermostat is set, I can actually choose, do I want to change it? Yes, I do. In so many areas, I want to change it. And it's not better or worse. And I think that's where I want my life to be. So these are the choices that I want to make. And this is my highest value, right? To be the best version of myself, to elevate the map of consciousness, to feel healthy, to vital. And that's the piece too. This is going hand in hand with me doing this upcoming cleanse, because I keep chatting with people. Why do you want more energy and vitality? And if it's just to do more of the same, is that really what you want? And that's what I'm realizing, is that really what I want? I want more energy and vitality and clarity to be more of who I actually want to be. And that's part of the reason for using more incantations. I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm a genius, and I apply my wisdom. I'm going to practice stepping into my beingness, and not just intellectually, but actually noticing it in the body, mind, and soul, and letting it come together, and notice when it's not. So that is the most important insight this morning, by far, for me. And then the second thing I realized as I'm listening to Tony and his presentation is all like, say yes, say yes. He's like, oh, he's doing what I've been doing as well, which is make the default answer yes. And what he's doing though with that repetition is he's layering things on. He's layering the ability to see beyond where I am. And then as he's layering it on and as he's inviting to feel it and shift states, closed, open, then he's actually inviting me to go deeper into my old stories, whether it's my old stories of the past, my limiting beliefs, my limiting identities, because he already knows he's shown you how to pull yourself back, shown me how to pull myself back. And that's what I'm going to practice coming up, especially on the retreats, but even on the one-day immersions, even on the soul immersions, even on the Ohana breath. How do I create some mini dives, at least? Mini dives, so it's a multi-breath session, so that we're not just doing one-offs every 2 weeks. Every now and then we're going to do a sprint. And in that sprint, we'll have 3 or 4 days of breath. And in that 3 or 4 days of breath, be able to see what's uncoverable, unpackable, whether it's looking at the 4 archetypes, whether it's looking at the school of unlearning, things like that, to actually see what's possible in each of these unpackings. And with the unpackings, I cannot wait to see what's next. And then here's the other thing, like we've had visions of breathing and holding soul immersion for Elon Musk, for example. And I know more and more people who have dreams like Elon Musk and can see that. And how do we invite them in? And I'm thinking of my dear brothers who are looking at carbon capture. Great, big, grand vision. How do we bring it back and get clear on who they are and how they want to create this vision? And that's part of it for me. I have a great, big, grand vision, and how do I do it in my way? And in my way, it's revealing myself to my closest team so they can see me, so they can see the limitations, so I can impart on them the knowledge that I already have to make their lives easier, to make them transcend faster, and then they can be the best versions of themselves. And that's my way of identifying where people are at in their consciousness and helping to plant the seeds that'll serve. Because if it serves them, it serves me, both ways. And knowing that some people may come and some people may go. And part of it, having these founders over and over, I notice my brain going, oh my God, I've given away too much. And they recognize, how can I be really happy that I've given away so much? And I can create multiple companies in this lifetime. There's so many places to grow. And that was the piece I learned today, just reading the thing. I'm not looking for more passive income. That's been a break because it feels like I can do that. It's like a cheat, a life hack, but it takes energy. All the money takes energy. I would actually want more active income, even from assets that I love and nourish and cherish. And it's reminding me right back to Asher about the sprouted seeds and other things. There's so many pieces. And then today as well, I noticed, I use my higher, wiser mind. There's trade tariffs coming in tomorrow. How do I actually order the technology I want? I've got some microphones, some AirPods coming, and all of these things, there's a part of me that's like, I don't want more wireless technology because all of this has EMF and I'm trying to minimize it. And I want it as the tool to use it when I want to. And it's the same thing with my dear friend Altez. And we're talking about these meta glasses. How do I get technology that serves and keep innovating in the technology I have? And then the other piece I realize is, how do I declutter the things that no longer serve? So that's going to be a big part of the next week, because I want to have the room decluttered by Friday, ideally, because that way I've actually got things cleared up and ready to go so the second room can be in use. And that was part of it, having Candace. I've read her book on lineage healing, about half of it already, adjusting the pelvis, adjusting the neck. So important for all of us. And especially I'm just thinking of all these mothers and mothers to be and people, women who want to be mothers, getting those adjustments and help remind me why it's so important I'm doing the soul immersion the way I do, because I'm helping people to get the adjustments they need on their body structurally, getting the soul adjusted structurally in a way, and getting the belief system, the intentions, everything adjusted structurally to dive into the ceremony. And then afterwards, being able to bring that back, bring that state change and that story back into their current strategy. And from there, using the mind and having a team that helps incorporate this strategy, that is focused on strategy. And I can just keep planting seeds, planting seeds, planting seeds. All right, there's so much more. And I recognize I've got to get ready for a call. So lots of love. Ciao for now.